Thank you, Reg. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to be back in Northern Ireland. The helicopter broke down. I had to find an aeroplane. I had to find an airport. I had to fly through a volcanic ash cloud, but I wasn't going to miss it for the world. My private secretary actually came into my house this morning and said there was one stage they'd closed the airspace between 0 and 20,000 feet. So I said, well, let's get the swimming trunks out. 1.5 years ago, the Conservative Party and the Ulster Unionist Party made a bold step to realign the political map of Northern Ireland. And I want to pay tribute to the two people who I think have done most to bring that about, and that is Reg MP and Owen Paterson, whose efforts have helped to bring us together. They have done a magnificent job. Now, our two parties have formed a new dynamic force in Northern Ireland. And it's because we've made that step that today we're not just saying we are the party of the Union, we are showing that we are the party of the Union. The party of Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland and England, with candidates in every part of the United Kingdom. Nobody else can say that. Not Labour, not the Liberal Democrats, and none of the local parties here in Northern Ireland. As Reg says, we're not fighting to be in opposition, we're fighting to be the government of our country, all of it. And why is this so important? It's important because of our deep commitment to the United Kingdom. So let me repeat the pledge I made to you in Belfast a year and a half ago. I will never be neutral on our union. We passionately believe that England, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales are stronger together, weaker apart, and the union of our two parties strengthens those bonds. But our new electoral force is also important for other reasons. For as long as anyone can remember, politics here has been dominated by constitutional issues, the latest developments in the peace process. This election represents a new opportunity to participate in the mainstream of British politics. Mainstream politics in which issues like taxes, pensions, defence and foreign policy, issues that are decided in Westminster, yet affect every single person in Northern Ireland. We want to make them part of the mainstream debate. Mainstream politics in which people in Northern Ireland can participate at all levels of government in the UK, from the council chamber right to the cabinet table itself. That is good for the United Kingdom, as we get the very best people working alongside us in the government that we hope to form. But it's good for Northern Ireland too, as you will have powerful voices at Westminster raising the issues that matter to you. Not just raising their voice, but making their voice heard and getting things done. Not just turning up and collecting the expenses and flying back to Belfast on a Wednesday afternoon, but taking part in Parliament. And that voice can already be heard in the contract that we are launching today. While we've been clear in this election campaign that we hope that people will respond to our invitation to help change our country, in the final days before polling day, we are setting out our side of the bargain. The things we will do to help Northern Ireland to move forward. It's our contract with the voters. I want people of Northern Ireland to read it, to keep it, stick it on your fridge, use it to hold us to account, and if we don't promise to do what we say, then in 5 years' time, kick us out of office. It's time for some accountable politics in our country again. It is a contract that will bring change to our economy. We've got record government debt, record government borrowing. We've got unemployment up. So in this contract are the radical plans to get us out of that mess. Plans to make government accountable, to stop waste, to stop Labour's jobs tax, and to get better services for the taxes that you pay. Plans to make the UK the best place in the world to do business. Stopping the rise of red tape, lower corporation tax, abolishing employment taxes for any new business and their first 10 employees. Will bring a new age of enterprise and ambition across the United Kingdom. And in this part of the United Kingdom, we'll go even further, looking at ways of turning Northern Ireland into an enterprise zone. And we will produce a government paper examining how we can change the corporation tax rate here so we can get even more investment coming in. We want to grow. We want to grow the size of the private sector in Northern Ireland to create new jobs and new investment. But let me also say this. The country faces some difficult decisions ahead on how we will tackle the deficit. And I want people to know that if elected, I will make these decisions with compassion, with reasonableness, and with a concern for the most disadvantaged. That's the sort of person I am. That is the sort of Prime Minister I would be. That is the sort of government I would lead. So we will continue to fund Northern Ireland according to its needs, and we will tackle the deficit while protecting the essential frontline services that people rely on. There is no way that Northern Ireland will be singled out, or any other part of the United Kingdom will be singled out. That people need to know. In this, our United Kingdom, we will always remember we're all in this together as part of a United Kingdom, and we'll build a stronger economy together. And it's in that spirit that we will also change our society. We've got great social problems in Northern Ireland and across the United Kingdom. Crime and disorder, poverty and inequality, alcohol and drug abuse. This contract sets out bold plans to tackle not just the symptoms of these problems, but the causes of them as well. So much of social breakdown comes down to three things: chaotic or broken family backgrounds, poor schooling, and worklessness. So we have a relentless focus on these areas. We will make the United Kingdom more family-friendly, recognising marriage in the tax system, giving parents more right to request flexible working. We will work with our Ulster Unionist colleagues in the Assembly to build on excellence in Northern Ireland schools, defend our education system from those who are out to destroy it, and ensure excellent choice and diversity for all. We will shake up the welfare system, and we will say to people, if you want to work, we will help you work. We will get you the training and the help that you need. But if you can work and you refuse to work, you cannot go on claiming benefits. The rules are going to change. This is all about a simple value of building a society where we reward people who do the right thing. Last year, we saw the Prime Minister betraying those who'd done the right thing when he boasted that, and I quote, "Not one British saver has lost a single penny in the banking crisis." He should try telling that to the investors in the PMS who worked hard, saved hard, and saw their money disappear. Are they not British? Did they not lose money? Why has he forgotten about them? So I give you this pledge. If I'm Prime Minister, a Conservative and Unionist government will work with the executive here to ensure a just and fair resolution of the PMS. We need great change in our politics too. The scandals at Westminster and the recent allegations here in Northern Ireland have rocked confidence in politics and in politicians. So I say this is no time for business as usual. We need to change the whole way that politics is done. Make it more accountable, more transparent, And frankly, let's make it cheaper at the same time. The contract we publish explains exactly how. We will make it more accountable by giving you, the voter, the power to sack your MP. We will ban the double jobbing that has so scarred politics in this part of our United Kingdom. We will make it more transparent by publishing online every item of public spending over £25,000 so you can see how your money is being spent. And we will make it cheaper by cutting the perks and the subsidies in Westminster, and yes, by cutting ministers' pay. There is a great family of candidates standing behind me, but there'll be nothing swish about the Conservative and Unionist family in Northern Ireland. So this contract, it shows a way forward for our economy, for our society, for our politics. And it points the direction for a new kind of politics for Northern Ireland, which moves on from the troubles of the past. Now, of course, there is still a serious dissident threat, and we will do everything we can to counter it. Conservative and Unionists support the political institutions established over the past decade and are committed to making devolution work, including on policing and justice. Northern Ireland needs effective law and order, and we are committed to funding it. We want to build a peaceful and stable society in which everyone is treated with equal respect, whatever their background or their political situation. We believe in a shared future for all of the people of Northern Ireland, and we look forward to continuing our close relationship with the Government of the Republic of Ireland as we uphold our international obligations under the agreements. Of course, we will never forget the sacrifice of those who ensured that the future of Northern Ireland would be determined by the ballot box, not by the bullet or the bomb. Just as we take great pride, and let us remember for all the things they currently are doing in Afghanistan, we take great pride in the brave men and women from Northern Ireland who today serve in the Royal Irish and elsewhere in our armed forces, protecting our freedoms. We are proud of what they do. Now, there are some who wish to rewrite history and put those who upheld democracy on an equivalent footing with those who sought to destroy it. No government I lead will ever do that. And in this hotel, we remember in particular those civilians murdered and injured in one of the most wicked and cowardly acts of terrorism of all. Politically motivated violence was never justified, whatever side it came from. So a Conservative and Unionist government will not take forward the proposal for universal recognition payments. And we will. And we will draw a line under the past with no more costly and open-ended inquiries. It's time to move on and move forward to a better future for Northern Ireland. Now, I know that for many years, people in Northern Ireland felt cut off from the rest of the United Kingdom, including from the government. I want to end that sense of isolation. I want to give voters in Northern Ireland the right, for the first time in generations, to vote for a party capable of forming the government of our United Kingdom, to enable people in Northern Ireland to play their full part in the affairs of the country as a whole, and to realise at long last the basic democratic right to equal citizenship within the United Kingdom. That can only happen through the partnership of our two parties. Other parties can talk about this, only the Conservatives and Unionists can deliver. So join us in our mission. Join us in our fight. And let me tell you what we are fighting for. We are not fighting Gordon Brown and Nick Clegg in this election. We are fighting poverty. We're fighting disadvantage. We're fighting blocked opportunity in our United Kingdom. We are fighting for people. We're fighting for the couples who can't afford to own their own home. We're fighting for all the children growing up in homes where nobody works and sometimes hasn't worked for generations. We're fighting for all those who are held back because of their race, their gender, or their sexuality. We're fighting for all the businesses trying to stay afloat, trying to get on. We're fighting for all the parents who cannot find a good school for their children. We're fighting for all those who are trying to make ends meet month after month. We're fighting for the nurse or the doctor or the police officer covered in red tape who just wants to do their job. We are fighting for the pensioner who's saved and doesn't want to have to sell his home to pay for his care. We're fighting for everyone who just wants to do the right thing, to do the best for their families, to make a difference to their country. That's why we're fighting for change. That's why we're fighting for win. So come out and fight and win with the Conservatives and Unionists. Let's go for it. Thank you.